Hello, my loves. I'm 40, and I'm gonna share 40 things that I wish I had known in my 20s and 30s with you. So if you are still in your 20s or 30s, then listen up. I hope that this video is helpful. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm probably gonna finish recording and then think of other things that I wanna add, but that is the beauty of YouTube and comments, is that you and we can add to the ideas in this video in the comments. So I hope to see you there. Now, I'm gonna share some lessons from experience, my success and failures. And hopefully that means you can not experience the same failures. You can build an even better, more amazing life by the time you are 40. And you know what? If you are 40 or over, I hope you watch this too and contribute to the suggestions for us all to learn, because we're all living different lives, and I'm sure that I can learn from your advice as well as I go into my 40s. So the first thing that I want to make abundantly clear is that you can do so much more than you think that you are capable of in your 20s and 30s. If you get anything from this video, I want you to feel motivated, inspired, and I want to give you a kick in the butt because you're probably playing small. That is something that I've realized over the last several years, is that because I look to maybe other people around me who are not playing big, it's important to sort out your values, what's important to you, and make choices accordingly, act accordingly, what's right for you. Because I'm going to encourage you to think ahead 10, 20, 30 years in the future. Think about yourself when you are 40. I think about myself now when I'm 50, 60. What do I want my life to look like? And this is a skill that it's so important to develop in your 20s and 30s and throughout life, is to be able to think about yourself and your life as an observer, as an outsider. It feels really weird at first, but you can imagine that you are an actor on the stage of your life. Are you enjoying the show? Because if not, you always can make a change. So I want to give you a really quick background before we jump into my 40 lessons, and I'll keep them really quick for the sake of time because I don't want this to be a super long video. But I have my background, my experience. It's going to be different. My lessons are going to be different than someone else. But think of me as your older sister. I just want to share what I've learned in my life. I come from a pretty average American family. I would say it wasn't like a really happy family or a rich family, but my parents did their best. But I thought that I was pretty much destined for like an average life that would be the best that I could hope for. And I learned that, you know, any of us can take a risk to have a different kind of life. When I say risk, it means like make a leap. Take a leap outside of your comfort zone, outside of the life that you know that maybe your family has shown you. If you don't like that life, if you don't want to end up where your family has ended up, then you have to make some changes. You have to make a leap. In order to have success or a different life, you have to take some risks. Okay, so that said, let's jump into some life lessons. My first one is that your network is your net worth. By the way, I'm going to organize these into money, career, relationship, and health. So your network is your net worth. Sometimes we get so focused on career and what's going to bring us the biggest paycheck, we don't think more long term. When I think now about opportunities in my life, I think about the people in my life, the people that have mentored me. For example, I had an amazing friend who mentored me in real estate, and without him, I would not have my whole real estate portfolio and investments that I do now, or it would look a lot different. So I'm so grateful for friends along the way who have helped me, and I want to encourage you too to think about this, putting yourself in places where you'll meet exceptional people who would be willing to mentor you, or just friends where you can support each other. This is truly, truly important. So some of these points are going to be similar to each other or adding onto each other, but my next point is to take calculated risks. I know a lot of people who are afraid to take risks because they're afraid to lose it all. But if you're not happy with where you are in life, you have to take risks to try something new. So especially when you're young, in your 20s and your 30s, this is a good time to take risks because you have more time to make up for any mistakes, or if you decide you want to pivot or go a different way. For me, my biggest risk was actually starting my YouTube channel, which became one of my biggest successes. It was a risk, not money-wise. I didn't have to really invest a lot of money because I was just using my phone to make videos in the beginning, at least. It was a risk in terms of time investment and wondering what people would think about me. So emotionally, I guess it was a risk more than anything. And that can be really hard, like wondering what people will think of you, and maybe it's like something that you're not sure if it'll be successful or not. But I encourage you to take that risk, because at the end of the day, you are the one who is going to reap that reward. And in a few years, you don't know, maybe other people are going to be asking you how to start a YouTube channel like they ask me now. But in the beginning, yeah, it was tough. People were really like looking at me weird at work, like, why do you make videos on YouTube about learning English? And yeah, I'm really glad that I pushed through that. As a passionate educator and learner, dedicate your life to lifelong learning. Your learning should not stop when you graduate high school or college. In fact, it should get even better when you're out in the real world, learning from mentors and library books and courses. Life is all about learning. And that said, know when to stop learning for a while, stop consuming content, and create your own. Even if you don't think of yourself as a content creator, become a content creator. Nowadays, everyone should be a content creator, at least a little bit, because this is how we communicate, through content, through digital content, through books or ebooks, podcasts, videos, through social media. And so we are all creators these days. So I encourage you, especially if you are a creative person. I mean, I do believe everyone is creative, but if you feel especially compelled to create, really dive deep into creation, because becoming a creator has changed my life 100% without a doubt. Writing my ebook for English learners changed my life and gave me a passive income stream. And so I talk more about this at gabbywallace.com, my personal website where I talk about content creation and the business behind it. But content creation, especially educational content creation as a teacher, going from a teacher's salary to then having passive income streams has absolutely changed my life for the better. And I want that for you too. So that said, make your own opportunities. Work ads out there are pretty depressing. I've looked and not much has changed in terms of salary in the last 10 years in my teaching profession. This is sad. Without going off on a rant or a tangent about how hard it is to be a teacher, traditional teacher, I just want to say, any career, you have to think about creating your own work, whether that means volunteering or looking for problems to solve that you could help other people with. When you create your own work, you will never be without a job, and it never gets boring. So don't rely on job ads or like job boards for work or for income. That might be something that you do when you're just starting out to get your first few years of experience in your field. But after you have some knowledge and experience, you should definitely be creating your own work. But even so, like I could think, okay, if you're 12 years old, you can go mow a lawn. You are creating your own work based on problems that people have. They need help mowing their lawn. So there's always an opportunity for you to help other people and probably create an income out of it. Understand that there's no such thing as perfect. I'm making this video right now and I'm a little bit sad knowing that it's not gonna be perfect. I am a recovering perfectionist, but you know what? Done is better than perfect. It's the people who publish their videos, their podcasts, their ebooks. Those are the ones who are going to find out if they're going to be well received, if they're going to work, if they're going to make money. If you never hit publish, you'll never know. So done is better than perfect. Don't wait for the perfect moment to do something. You might think, oh, I will become a creator when I, learn a little bit more about this topic, or I will apply for that job once I have another degree, or whatever it may be. Trust me, there is no perfect time. Of course, for some jobs you need experience, you do need degrees, but for a lot of situations, there's no perfect time. And if your intuition tells you to do something, I think you should do it. The worst place to be is in indecision. This has come up for me a lot. Like, I have debated where to live or where to move, or, what topic to teach next in my courses. But here's the thing, there is no wrong decision. You just have to make a decision, see how it goes, evaluate, and you can always change or pivot. Of course, you want to put thought into important decisions in life, but sometimes we stay stuck in our own minds trying to come up with the perfect answer. And there just isn't one, because you have to go out, try the thing, experience it, get feedback, and then you'll know. You will grow the most when you focus on one course until success, which actually is an acronym, FOCUS. When you're choosing a career or a major in school, do not just choose what your parents want you to do. Sorry, mom and dad. Do not just choose what you think would make the most money if you have no interest in it, because those are plans for burnout and failure. And yes, even doing what I love as a creator, there is some burnout. A lot of creators have this, but you have to follow your heart. If you follow your why, your reason why, your heart, your motivation, you will always come back to that. You can always come back to that and find your inspiration again, your motivation, even after burnout. Burnout is a sign that you need to take a break, and that's okay, and come back to your roots, your reason why. So follow your heart. Yes, get out there and make money. There's nothing wrong with making money, but don't just think about doing what other people would like, or just what would make you money. You have to also think about, what does your heart want? If you're wondering whether to go to college or what to do after high school, I know this is a big question for many young people. It is really beneficial to be a part of a program, like a college program, or for me, teaching English in Japan on the JET program was a great way to develop structure, discipline, a network. I also did, of course, go to school, get my undergraduate degree, get my graduate degree, my master's in education. There are a lot of ways that you can create a structured program for yourself. It could be study abroad, it could be joining the military, or it could be joining another kind of group. Maybe you can add suggestions, but you need something where professionally or educationally you're meeting people, you're learning, you're growing, that is outside of your family. And that is going to form a lot of your professional skills, your knowledge, your expertise, and your network. Always try to think long term, like 5 steps ahead. Okay, so you think you want to go to college? Well, then what? And why? Ask yourself why at least 5 times. Why do you really want to do something? And I think you'll uncover a lot of the root causes that might surprise you. Try new things. I know a lot of young people don't want to actually travel or take a gap year because they think they're going to miss out on professional growth or a promotion or experience at work, especially if you're going into a competitive field. But your travel or your new experiences or trying new things can give you so many amazing ideas that then you can apply to your profession. So if and when you have the opportunity, you should travel. You should try new activities, go to new events, go to meetups, get out there and try new things your whole life, not just when you're 20, but this is something that I enjoy. You know, I'm always trying different things, from improv to line dancing, everything in between, because I get inspired by trying new things, meeting different people, and yeah, just it's good to get out of your bubble. Let's talk about money, then relationships, then health. With money, prepare for the worst, but expect the best. So put some money away for a rainy day, just in case, but also enjoy yourself. Get out there, spend your money on a life that you enjoy. Sometimes it's easy, especially like if you come from a background like I do, where your family was always saving and being really frugal. It can be hard to spend the money to enjoy your life. It sounds really funny, but life is short, and I think if I could have spent some money on things in my 20s or 30s, it could have like been an investment in my enjoyment of life. So that said, use the money that you make to enjoy your life, but also put some aside for a rainy day, if that makes sense. Balance. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. This goes for money, this goes for everything. Even if you're not making a lot of money, put some aside, especially because the power of compounding in investments is so powerful. If you're 20 and you can put $50 or $100 a month into investments, by the time you're 40, you're gonna have, I don't know exactly how much, but a lot of money. When you're making decisions about how to spend the money you have or how to invest it, ask yourself what your future self would thank you for. So if you're 25, ask yourself what 40-year-old you would thank you for today. And that goes for money, but really for a lot of choices as well. If you are obsessed with passive income, like a lot of people are, understand that it is so worth it to set up a passive income stream, you know, like an ebook, an online course, a rental property. These are all things that I do. But understand that a lot of people don't talk about the startup cost, money, time, learning. And this is so important going into those endeavors to know that you are going to work for a year or so, at least, to get these set up. So put in the work now so that you can enjoy the passive income later. Don't just make a budget off of the pay that you're making now. Think about your future self, your 40, 50-year-old self. What is the lifestyle that you want to live? What is the car you want to drive? The house you want to live in? Do you want to be traveling? What do you want to spend your money on? What is that lifestyle? And what does that budget look like? Work backwards from there to think about how much money you really want to be making every month and every year. And then you can start making plans accordingly. If you truly want to be rich, I'm gonna be honest, you're probably not gonna get there working for someone else. Unless you're in the C-suite, making $500,000 a year. And even then, it's easy for lifestyle creep to catch up with you and end up taking a lot of your income. So I highly recommend to have a side hustle, your own business, passive income streams such as content or real estate. It is so important to think about how to take agency over your own time and income and hours. And there's nothing wrong with working at a job for someone else or, you know, working for a certain number of dollars per hour. But if you really want control over your time and your life, you have to set up different streams of income. That's something I've been really obsessed with for many, many years. I think since I was a teenager. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I say buy your home if you can afford it. If the numbers work for you, buy it. Because generally, real estate is a good investment. And I don't have time to go into this topic in this video, but I'm just gonna say that real estate has been huge for my wealth building. And another point that might anger some people. Your income is a direct result of the value you bring to other people and how many people you're bringing that to. So let's think about a doctor. They bring very high value to a small group of people. Think about a content creator. We bring some value. We're not like saving lives out here, but I'm bringing value to a large number of people. So if you can bring high value to a high number of people, that is going to bring the value back to you in the form of income, or it's very likely that it will. So I'm not saying that if you don't make a lot of money, that you're not a valuable person or a worthy person. Everyone is worthy and everyone can do this. You just have to think strategically. And this is not taught in school. That's why I'm here sharing this information with you, because it's what I've learned through my life, through experience, through reading, through mentors, through observation. And I want you to know, because I don't want to gatekeep relationships. Spend time with people that you admire, because you really are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, as they say. But understand that when you do what's best for you, it will upset some people, or you may imagine that it will upset some people. Sometimes just thinking about it is worse than actually upsetting people or not. But you have to do what's right for you. It's okay to move on from friendships if they're no longer serving you, if they're no longer working for you. I mean, keep in mind that lifelong friendships are impossible to replace. So I'm not saying to be too fast to cut someone out, but if you are growing apart, if you're going 2 different ways, this was something really difficult that no one really prepared me for, that it's okay to let go of friends. You don't have to force it if it doesn't feel good anymore. Similarly, it's okay not to share everything with your parents. And family is very important to me, so I'm not saying to avoid your parents or let them go out of your life, but as you have become an adult, or as you are becoming an adult, you're an adult, okay? You have to make your own decisions. This is a constant theme. I think this has been very important for me personally. Maybe it hasn't been that important or difficult for you, but you do not have to get feedback from your family or support on anything or everything. Some people are very good at talking, but remember, action always speaks louder than words. Keep this in mind for every relationship. Spend time investing time and money in events, conferences, courses, places where you will meet other people who are interested in improving themselves just as you are and as ambitious or more as you are. Spend time around your people. Spend time building your tribe. This is so important, especially if maybe people in your family don't think the same way as you. By the time you're 40, trust me that most people around you, depending on where you live, but in general, most people around you will have been married and divorced, had a few kids, and I mean, the normal thing, unfortunately, is to be living paycheck to paycheck, depressed, probably on depression medications. Your health is probably not that good. So make choices accordingly. As I said before, make choices that your future self will thank you for. I'm not saying don't get married. I'm not saying like don't do any of these things. I'm just saying to be aware, because the person that you marry is like the most important decision, because you're going to spend a lot of time with them, right? Your decisions that impact your health will have lifelong effects. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. But we're going to talk about health more in a moment. Spend time establishing your values. What is important to you? I'm not here to tell you what should be important to you. I'm sharing a little bit of what is important to me. But when you spend time establishing your values, what you do want and what you don't want, they will serve as North Stars in your life and make it so much easier to make decisions in life. Also, spend time establishing boundaries. They will protect your sanity and your time. Understand the Chinese farmer's parable. Basically, it's kind of long, so I'm not going to say it. You can look it up, you can Google it, but the basic message is that nothing is good, nothing is bad. It just is. We can assign a value to an event or an action But depending on your viewpoint, it could seem good or it could seem bad. Like, have you ever had a fight with someone and you know that they are talking bad about you, saying you were wrong, they were right, but you also think that you were right and they were wrong? It's just different viewpoints. So when I adopted this philosophy, it helped me to stay more calm and realize that something that looks bad today, like getting fired from my last teaching job in 2014, actually was a huge blessing because it allowed me to go full-time on my YouTube channel. So keep that in mind. If something bad happens today, it could actually turn out to be a blessing tomorrow. Now let's talk about health. You will never regret decisions that put your health, mental, emotional, physical, first. Again, if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything else. Learn how to detach and let go when something or someone is not for you. Otherwise, it will affect your health. Understand that there is a difference between being proactive and ambitious, which are good things, and chasing something that is not for you. Because something we're not going to do is chase something that's not for you. This is a huge way to waste your time and energy and feel frustrated. So ask yourself, if you are feeling these feelings of frustration or like it's just not working no matter what you do in this situation or relationship or career, maybe it's not for you, at least not right now. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So having a team, delegating, having people to support you will make your long-term more successful. If you just need to do something quickly, sometimes it's easier and faster to go alone. But if you're a very independent person, don't forget that other people can be better at some things than you are, and don't dismiss that. Like, partnerships, collaborations are so powerful. And finally, a positive mindset will bring you so much in life. This is the most important skill to cultivate. If you tend to think negatively or complain a lot, this is really important because other people don't want to be around complainers. I mean, unless they're complainers too, but then it's just like a cycle of misery. So if you want to have a happy and rich life, cultivate a positive mindset where you are expecting good things to happen. Yeah, you prepare for the worst, but expect the best. A positive mindset will absolutely affect your health, your wealth, your daily life, your enjoyment of life, and your quality of life more than anything else. And when you have a positive attitude, it will attract other people with positive attitudes, and people will give you opportunities. When they enjoy being around you because you have positive energy, they will want to work with you. So those were my 40 tips. I hope you enjoyed them. I am really looking forward to sharing more with you on these kinds of topics. GabbyWallace.com is where you can find my new courses, my new topics on personal development, growth, money, mindset, all of the good things. Business, of course, creator business, making your passive income streams. So come visit me there and yeah, subscribe, like, comment, all the things. Mwah! Bye for now.